Hey all, Ginger Ninja here and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be continuing our video end series, and as you can see from the title of the team, today the challenge is, if I find a rock type, the video ends. And because this is the 10th video of this series, I'd like to thank you all so much for the support, for kickstarting the channel, and I'm really glad for anyone who's watched this, so thank you there. But before we get any further into this, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't. I upload Pokemon videos 4 times a week, and while you're at it, follow me on Twitch as I stream 3 times a week. And always for the rules, I must always try to win. This is to make sure I know what their last 2 Pokemon are, so I'm not like playing badly on purpose and cheating to get away with the video continuing. No, I must play my best and showcase the team I have for you. Rule 2, I must build my team around the condition I'm trying to avoid. So for example, in today's video, Rock is a difficult one. Rock has 5 weaknesses, so I have to have 5 different types, which you can already see. The top 5 have those 5 types. It wasn't as difficult as the grass video because grass is weak to really bad types. Go check that out if you haven't. And finally, team preview doesn't count. This is for the Urshifu forms when I did my water type video and when the dark type video eventually happens. So that's definitely to avoid confusion with what forms are which. Okay, with all that said, let's dive into the team. Starting up, Urshifu Rapid Strike. Naturally, when you think, what beats Rock? This is probably the first thing that comes to your head. Both of its stabs beat Rock type. It has a priority move in case Trick Room's up, and the Rock type's on low HP. This Pokemon just does it all. So we are going to be Focus Sash as our item, which I'm debating whether I should keep that or not. But for now, we'll just see if we work with it. Ability Unseen Fist allows us to go through Protect, which in doubles, it's so good. So big fan of that. And of course we have the standard moveset of Detect or Protect, depends on your preference. Detect's more so for Imprison users and Protect has more PP, although you're not really going to last 8 turns of protecting in a game. So, I just prefer Detect in general. And like I said, the standard moveset of Close Combat for your fighting stab, Surging Strikes for your water stab, signature move, always crits, and Aqua Jet is going to give you priority. And yet again, max speed, max special attack. Urshifu always wants to go really fast, hit really hard, so might as well just boost up those amazing stats even more. Next up, Excadrill. This thing has Life Orb and Sand Rush. Sand Rush is going to make us go double speed in the sand, which we can set with our own max Rockfall, or we can get Sandaconda to hit to set the sand. Life Orb is going to increase our damage output by a lot because Excadrill's got a great attack stat of 135. So yet again, with the go fast hit hard thing. The moveset we're going to use today is Protect, High Horsepower, Iron Head, Rock Slide. High Horsepower and Iron Head are going to be our stabs today, with Rock Slide getting the chance to go double flinches because the 30% flinch chance on each individual Pokemon. So it's a 51% chance it will flinch at least one Pokemon of the opponent's side, assuming we go first. And in their max forms, Max Quake, going to boost our special defense, Max Steel Spike, going to boost our defense, and Max Rockfall, going to set the sand so we can go double speed thanks to that good old Sand Rush ability. Once again, we are max speed, this time not quite max attack, just because Life Orb, I want to put my stats at 189 or something ending in a 9, because that's just what's best for Life Orb to do. You lose the smallest fraction of your HP if it ends in a 9. And I have 4 in defense and 4 in special defense, just for that cost of 1 attack stat. We're going to be doing a lot anyway, so I might as well invest that small amount in bulk. It could make the difference. Next up, I have of course shown you 2 offensive Pokemon so far, so we're going to switch it up. Amoonguss going to be our support Pokemon. The same with Cobra Berry to weaken flying attacks on this thing, or at least the first time around. Regenerator, so when we switch out, we heal, which for a bulky Pokemon like this, always nice. Our moveset is the standard one with Protect, Rage Powder Spore, 100% accurate sleep move, protecting ourselves, and Rage Powder redirecting attacks from our allies to ourselves. And that always makes for great 50-50s with Protect and Rage Powder as a duo, because your opponent's never quite sure whether to attack you or not. And for its attacking move, because most of the time you want an attacking move in case you get taunted, I picked Giga Drain because, once again, recovery always nice. And a poison type move isn't really too great, especially when we're not maxing this thing to get special attack boosts. I think a little bit of recovery beats out slightly more damage. I know Sludge Bomb and Clear Smog I think are more popular at the minute, But you know, this is just my preference and I'm going to stick with it. I'm also using a grass move because I'm avoiding the rock type. Gonna have those counters ready. And for our EVs, it's everything you'd expect on an Amoonguss. Max HP, bit of bulk in defense, quite a bit more bulk in special defense with 156 plus the sassy nature. And because we're already so slow, we might as well make ourselves slower and make sure we put to sleep pretty much everything in Trick Room. Base 30 does put us down to 31 without any investment. And because we do have a Trick Room setter in P2, we do have a way to enable ourselves to put pretty much everything to sleep before they even move. Next up, Sandaconda, and this is kind of going to be our sand setter. Sandspit doesn't automatically do it, but if we get hit, then we have Sandstorm up. Of course, what better way to set up sand than activate it ourselves, which is why we have a weakness policy and Aqua Jet on Urshifu. So Urshifu can Aqua Jet this thing, activate weakness policy and Sandspit, which will set up sand and give us a +2 attack. Moveset can be Protect, High Horsepower, Body Press, and Coil. Protect is just so we can stop opponents trying to target down our +2 Pokemon, because they see it as a threat and we attack with another Pokemon. And High Horsepower is going to be Stab. It's going to give us Gmax Sandblast, and I forgot what that does, so put it up on screen now, editing me. And for Coil, it's going to raise our physical attack, physical defense, and accuracy. And we can freely set up when we have Amoonguss on the field that can just Rage Powder. Of course, we do need to be wary of grass types because they are immune to that Rage Powder. But being able to set up freely if no one else is going to activate our weakness policy, you know, really helps us. And of course, being as bulky as we possibly can does help when we are in that awkward speed tier of 71, where it's a little too fast for Trick Room and definitely slow out of Trick Room. So yeah, it's a difficult Pokemon to use, I think. Our Eevees, max HP, max attack, just because we want to be bulky and hit as hard as possible. And 4 in special defense because our physical defense is fine, but we're a little lacking in this stat. So might as well get at least something into it. We are going to be Brave Nature and 0 speed IVs. I wasn't sure whether to run this thing for Trick Room or out of it, but with this thing's speed stat, let me show you. See, 91's the speed I would have had, and I don't really like that, so I think just having it in the 60s is better. Next up, P2. This is definitely going to help our team out a lot. If you look at Amoonguss, look at Sandaconda, they kind of want to be in Trick Room. So P2 being able to set that, definitely good for us. Eviolite, because we're not fully evolved, so we're going to be making the most out of the bulk we can get. Download to raise our special attack, or attack, but attack doesn't matter. It depends on whether the opponents are physically bulky or specially bulky, or just have more in one stat. If not, then it's going to go to a 50-50. Near enough max HP because we want to be bulky, like I said. Its moveset, Ice Beam, because that hits a lot of things for super effective, so we're making use of that. Trick Room, like I said, for Sandaconda and Amoonguss to be played well, they really like the Trick Room. Recover is going to heal us up, and that's going to make it even harder for opponents to take this thing down, with how good its bulk already is. And Area Impulse is going to weaken the opponent's special attack. This is a support Pokemon, so we might as well make use of it. And for its EVs, near enough max HP. Like I said, we want to be bulky. I believe these EVs help P2 live a close combat from Urshifu. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm definitely sure they do. A bit of investment in special attack, because unlike other Trick Room setters, like Dusclops for example, very comparable to this, we have a usable attacking stat with base 105. A bit in speed because that outspeeds Tyranitar and Celesteela, I believe, if they're not running any speed investment, so we'll make use of it. And a remaining 4 in special defense, just to get us up to an even number, which helps with Eviolite's boosting, because Pokemon rounds down multipliers of 1.5. And for our last Pokemon, we have Safety Goggles Zapdos with Static as its ability. Safety Goggles going to allow us to ignore Amoonguss Spore, ignore Venusaur Sleep Powder, and it's going to stop us from taking any damage from our own sand. This is probably a lead against Venusaur because it's our best thing into Venusaur. We have the moves Detect, Heat Wave, Hurricane, Thunderbolt. Kind of standard set at the minute. Detect or Protect, it's down to preference. Heat Wave for fire coverage, and Hurricane and Thunderbolt for our stab moves. And yet again, we have another max speed Pokemon because we want to go fast, hit hard with Zapdos. And max special attack just because hitting hard. 4 HP EVs because that's the remainder, we might as well do something with it. Okay, with the team completely gone through, let's get into some games. Alright, game on. Oh, and have I seen this team before? Yes, sir. Okay, this is NG's team. He's part of the Little Root Lessons community, which I'm also part of, so grateful to be there and meet some wonderful people in the VGC community. Check them out if you haven't. But to lead off this game, I think... Well, Urshifu's really strong here. I don't want to waste it yet when they could bring Togekiss, so I like Zapdos. Zapdos P2 as a lead, I think. Actually, no, Zapdos and Moongus. I like that. Urshifu in the back, and I'm thinking... I think P2. Oh, it appears they left. Oh, and they're back. Right, I know this Obstagoon is Scarf, has Snarl, so I'm just gonna click Thunderbolt into it, and Spore into it as well. Oh wait, no, T-Tar was a rock type, no!